Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business and the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glen and Yong.
What's up, everybody? Merch Minds podcast, episode number 5 already. My name is Glen with the YouTube channel Hustler Hacks, and my co-host, Yong.
What's going on, guys?
Building.
My name is Yong, and I am not on hustlerhacks.com, but my website is coming, I promise. It will be, I'm working on it slowly but surely, and that's coming at the end of the year, hopefully. But today is, what is today? Today is October, what's today's date?
19th.
19th?
Yes, sir. And yesterday, there was some content policy changes as well as publishing policies added from Amazon that we're going to be talking about today.
Man, we have a lot to get into, that's for sure. But as usual, let's talk about our own personal Merch by Amazon business. Glenn, how are you doing with your merch biz?
Today I have sold 21 shirts, which usually I'm in the 25 to 30 range. So hopefully today I'll go over that since it's been doing pretty good today. Any other notable days? I think nothing. I think it's picked up really. I think ever since the Halloween shirts and of course the Halloween time, we're only less than 2 weeks away, has really helped with the sales. So no low selling days, which is pretty good. Everything's on track and nothing weird. So everything's good.
Okay.
How about you?
You know, me, I'm still maxed out at 500. Let's see, today, it's 2:30 in the afternoon right now. So, and at least here where I live. And as of now, I've only sold one shirt today. But I'm constantly selling shirts every day. This past Sunday was crazy, man. I sold like 11 shirts this past Sunday, which is the most.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, man, that was the most that I've sold in a day. So that was wild. And you know, I do have a story to share if you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead. We have plenty of time.
Okay, I love telling stories. You know.
Okay. Right.
You know, I love telling stories. I mean, I've obviously told you guys my FBA suspension story back in episode 3, and I have another story. This is a much better story. It's a happier story.
That's what I like. Happy stories here.
Yeah, happy stories are fun. So, you know, I made a shirt back about a month ago, and it was a shirt. I'm not going to tell you exactly what the shirt is, but basically it was a shirt for a band. And now, mind you, I didn't use the band's name, but you know, I didn't use any of the lyrics or the title of the songs, but it was definitely a song for a band, and I made it. And it was weird because you know I had this shirt posted on my Instagram account, and about a week after posting it, I get a message in my Instagram account, and this lady was like, "Oh, I mean, that's a great shirt. That's an awesome shirt. You know, could you send me a direct link so I can buy one?" So you know, and this is all through the Instagram Messenger. So I sent her the direct link, and you know, she was very happy. And then about a couple of days later. Yeah, and then about a couple of days later, she messages me back and says, "Hey, you know, I might have some more people who are interested. This lady is gonna call you. Could I please get your phone number? And she wants to call you." I was like, "Sure." Give her my phone number. Long story short, this lady calls me, okay, and you know, she really wants this shirt.
She's thirsty for the shirt. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, man. She really wants the shirt. You know, apparently she knows she likes the band. And what I'm getting at is I find out that she's a family member of one of the band members. And she's like, you know, I want to get like 400 of these shirts. What kind of deal could you give me? And I was like, Whoa. And this is, like I said, I mean, at first we were talking through Instagram, and by this point we were talking by phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm like, we can work out a deal if you're really interested. I was like, I can sell you these shirts at my cost, where I don't make any profit. I mean, it's just good to get these sales, right?
Yeah.
In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. I just want to get the sales, and some maybe some exposure. And so I lowered the price just a couple of days ago, and we've been in contact. And so she's going to share this link with her people,
Okay.
and hopefully within the next week or two, we'll see how the sales do. But I'm thinking, I mean, if her word is good, I should sell about 300 to 400 of these shirts. So we'll see. So the point of the story is, I mean, it's, if you use social network correctly, you never know who's going to see these shirts, and it might open doors and opportunities. So, but I'll keep everyone updated on this to see where it goes.
Keep us updated. Next thing you know, you're creating band shirts. I'm going to see your designs at Hot Topic or something, or like
something, huh?
We're like, man, this guy's got the hookup.
Yeah. You never know. I might be designing shirts for the actual band one day. Who knows?
There we go. What family members of the band contacted you out of nowhere, just from Instagram?
Yeah. It was crazy. And at first, I didn't really think I should believe her, but after talking to her on the phone and stuff, she seemed legit. At least for now. I mean, like I said, who knows? I mean,
well, that's good. I mean, you never know who's gonna come out of nowhere and be like wanting to buy shirts. You're like, let me lower the price for you, man, because I have like a full shop in my garage. I gotta do this. So yeah.
So yeah, really interesting how things work out. But
well, hopefully that's your cheer up.
I'm hoping. Like I said, I just sent her the link a couple of days ago, so we'll see. I've noticed I had a couple of sales since I sent her that link. Obviously, I don't know if it came through her or not, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we'll see how the numbers are here in the next couple of weeks. But how about you, man? I mean, do you have any other news or information as far as your
stories? Interesting stories like that one from my account. I don't have any interesting stories with my account, though. I mean, personally, I'm getting married very, very soon, so that does have some type of thing to have to do with my merch account, because we talked about this before. I just moved into a new area, and there is no internet in my new housing area. Apparently it's too new. So this actually does have to do with merch, because I was hoping that, I could kick off my shoes, be at my own convenience in my own house, upload some shirts, and that's not going to happen. So I'm going to have to drive pretty much from, my office or my parents' place or anywhere that has internet to get these shirts uploaded. I don't know how long, but
well, where are you now currently? Are you in your office? Are you at your parents' house?
Right now I'm in between. Right now I'm at the parents' house. The other times that I record, I'm at the office. I just go wherever I'm like nearest.
Okay.
Bring my mic with me, and I'm ready to go, ready to record any second.
Okay, cool. Well, we need to talk to somebody in El Paso about getting you some internet at your new place, man, because that's not cool.
I know. It's like I'm living out there out in the boonies. There's nothing.
Yeah.
But AT&T, maybe they'll come around. Maybe if anybody that's selling on merch that works at AT&T, let me know.
let me
know, because
let
I
him know where the internet
man.
access is.
Yeah.
But hey, man, do you want to get into today's topic? We have a lot to talk about.
Dude, we have a lot to talk about.
Oh my gosh. Man, what is going on?
You thought the content policy was crazy. The last time we recorded a show, totally different now. They've added a lot more since then. And it was only a couple of the episodes ago we talked about content policy. It's already changing. It's evolving.
Yeah, and and that's again, that's the. I'm not going to say it's a problem, but that's the risk that we take selling on Amazon's platform. I mean, there's obviously there's obviously rewards for selling on the platform as far as having access to other customers and all that, but at the same time, they control the market. They unfortunately control your quote merch business unquote. You can call it your business, but at the end of the day, we're at their
It's
mercy. This is
yeah.
something that we talked about as far as getting my account suspended. And if you haven't heard that story, go back to episode 3, and you'll hear my story about my account being suspended. But again, there's some pros and cons, but yeah, I mean, we're at their mercy. But let's talk about some of these new TOS that
And
they
as soon as I heard this
released.
stuff, I was like, immediately contacted Young. I was like, we got to talk about this. Like, and first, I didn't even read all of the policy changes until I read the publishing policy, which is a totally different thing. So I was like, what is going on here? So, what they added to the frequently asked questions on the content policy, this just goes for what you can include in your detail page. The first one, inaccurate product descriptions such as glow in the dark and sparkling designs. All of your sparkling designs are now gone, Young.
Exactly, I know, man. That's a bummer, man. My glow in the dark and sparkle shirts, man. That's gonna hurt my business.
It's pretty
Um,
crazy when you think about this because honestly, I think this has to do with the copycats because there's a lot of merchant fulfilled shirts that are on there, and they, depending on how they print their shirts, screen print, whatever they want to do, they have the ability to do glow in the dark shirts and maybe sparkly, glittery, shirts that come out. But if you're on merch, I mean, you have no control over the print quality. So some of these guys are getting pretty ballsy there. It's trying to say, glow in the dark shirts when you really have no clue if it glows in the dark, which it's not going to, obviously, because merch is the one who's Amazon printing them. So kind of crazy there that some people are doing this.
yeah, it's I mean, to me, it's just a seller being dishonest. Um, it's a seller trying to make their uh, brand or shirt stand out more. And it's like Glenn was saying, it's like, how do you know that it's a glow in the dark? How do you know it's a sparkle shirt? You don't know. You don't know what type of ink or whatever, the print work that they're using to print out these shirts. And and you as a content creator on merch, if you're using stuff or not stuff, but if you're using words like that, if you're putting that in your keyword description, that's you're being dishonest, not to yourself, but more importantly, you're being dishonest to your customers.
Exactly. And I did see a sparkly shirt that was ranked very, very well.
Mm.
I was looking at it and I was like, why is this ranked so good? The design wasn't that great and it had kind of like this sparkly look to it. And when I read the reviews, it actually had really bad reviews. So I started looking at it, and of course, it said on here, it said in the review that the shirt does not actually sparkle. It's like just in the design. So it really threw people off, even though it was still ranked high. Some people were still buying it, but the reviews are bad because really it's like false advertising. Like you said, I mean, it's not accurate at all,
Mhm.
thinking that it's going to be this sparkly, cool design or print, and it's not. So they want to eliminate those.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's again, be honest. Be honest. Always be accurate with your description, and because in the long run, that's what's going to separate you from having a long-term business and a short-term business. I mean, I've heard stories already, and merch, as we know, is still a pretty young platform. I mean, we just had their 1 year anniversary, and
Hmm.
I've already heard stories about people's account being suspended.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
again, take this seriously. Follow by their rules. Ignorance is not an excuse. One of the main problems that I see is that people don't read the FAQ on a regular basis. They think just because they read it one time, 6 months ago, that's not going to change. Wrong. This is Amazon's platform, man. I'm telling you guys, read it on a regular basis.
Get familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Live it. Breathe it. Listen to this podcast. It's all about merch. Okay, next one. The product descriptions, when you're including the use of spaces and dashes. So their example is Ama-Zan, Kin, space, Dul. And it's probably a little weird kind of saying it rather than seeing it.
Exactly.
But I guess you could say like, I don't know, like she, like I guess like CHI dash and then CA-GO for Chicago. And then you can do Cubs, like CU-BS. So you're trying to find your way around the whole trademark infringement. I mean, people started doing this as soon as like shirts started getting rejected. They're like, we're going to find our way around this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I personally haven't seen anything like that, only because I don't go on Amazon looking at other people's shirt. I'm more worried about my shirts. But again, if you're doing something like that, it's just common sense, guys. Come on. If Nike, as we all know, is trademark, and you guys are putting NI space or dash KE, at some point, come on. I mean, and you and I said this, right, Glenn? I think in the last episode or one of the previous episodes.
Yeah.
At any time you have any doubts or second thoughts, chances are you're probably doing something wrong. You probably shouldn't be doing it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're putting a dash,
I slide? Will this slide?
Yeah, it's just common sense, folks. Again, if you continue to do that, it's just a matter of time before your account gets suspended. And when it does, don't come crying to us, because number one, we don't work for Amazon, and number two, we're just going to be like, what we told you. You have to follow the rules.
Yeah, I mean, don't risk it. Your account's way more important than a couple of sales from one trending shirt that you're going to try to get. Some type of NFL, NBA, baseball, celebrity, any of that stuff, way more important. You don't want to risk your account just because of one of these shirts. The last one from the detail page, artwork with low design quality, including blurry images, low resolutions, or misspelled words.
Absolutely. Yeah. So low quality design. Okay. First of all, let's touch base on that. Okay. Think of yourself as a customer. What would you think if you bought a shirt and the shirt arrives at your doorstep and the quality, the quality of the design is just bad, right? For instance, if you use a photo and the photo's all pixelated, that's just it's bad. I mean, it's like as a consumer yourself, wouldn't you be pissed if you got something like that?
I paid $22.95 for this pixeled shirt.
Yeah, I mean, if it was purposely pixelated, yeah, that's fine. But I mean, if you know what? We'll just use my band shirt as an example. Like if I made this shirt, and let's say hypothetically, I just used a photo of the band, which technically I think we all know that we're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But let's just say for that, for this purpose, that I created a shirt of the band using their image, and the image was just blurry. It was pixelated, but I still made a shirt, shipped it out to a customer. Man, if I was a customer, I'd be pissed. Not only would I be pissed, I would leave you a bad review.
Look at this guy, he's on fire.
That's what I would do as a consumer.
And really, with this low design quality, I think the same thing. They're trying to get the copycats, because if you're trying to steal a design from somebody else, more than likely you don't have the original artwork for it, so it will be low design quality. If you're taking a screenshot, you're downloading it somehow, it's not going to be as good as the original file that somebody uploaded. So they're trying to get away from that stuff, including blurry images. What is your take on blurry images?
Who wants a blurry image? I mean, would you want a blurry image shirt?
Oh, of course not. But what if you just don't know how to work with the programs, right? And maybe your images or files or designs are just low res. Maybe they don't come out good. What would you say then?
Well, first of all, if your photos in general are just low resolution, you need to fire your photographer, whether it's you or someone else. You need to just stop taking pictures or just get someone else to do it. I think I don't have the document in front of me, but Amazon tells you. Well, actually, no. Here it says right here, 300 DPI.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the minimum. Okay, it has to be 300 DPI. And if it's not 300 DPI, just don't even bother using it, guys. Seriously, it's just, again, it's common sense. If Amazon tells you not to use something, don't use it. That's just how it works. Okay, and again, this isn't our rules. Okay, we don't regulate this. We're just telling you what Amazon's telling us. And look, we're in the same category as you guys. We need to follow these rules too. Okay, it's not like Glenn and I are an exception. I mean, we have to follow these rules.
I don't follow anybody's rules, Yong.
This guy's a rebel.
I'm a rebel. So yeah, and misspelled words, you gotta spell check.
That's just stupidity. Okay, proofread. Okay,
and a lot of that also has to do with the copycats. Let me tell you why. Because if you want to copy somebody else's design, you might want to misspell some words to still try to get away from the trademark infringement. So I don't know, like you're trying to do a Pokemon shirt. Maybe you spell Pokemon with 2 N's and you're like, you know what? I'm going to get away with it because it's not Pokemon. It's Pokemon. I have 2 N's on there. I'm going to misspell this on purpose and see if I can get away and try to get away with some keywords that maybe Pokemon will be on there and it won't get taken down.
Well, first of all, if I bought a Pokemon shirt with 2 N's, that that right there just
that's a red flag.
Bootleg. I'm like, man, who the heck created this damn shirt? I'll be so pissed. I'm like, what is this?
So far, all of those on the detail page, I think, are great. I think Amazon's making the strides that they said there were, and they're getting to the point where I think people like that. I mean, they're trying to get rid of copycats, really. That's what it comes down to.
Well, copycats, and also just, they want us to practice, they want us to practice best practice when it comes to designing and selling shirts, okay? I mean, it's just, again, it's just a lot of it is common sense. It's a no-brainer. Again, as long as you follow their rules, you're gonna be okay. But the minute, the second you start having doubts and you start taking shortcuts here and there, thinking you can get away with stuff, chances are you're gonna get caught at some point.
Yes, you will. And so there we go for that. I mean, I thought it was good that we talk about it just a little bit and our take on it, but I think it's good. They're making progress and it's a new platform like we always talk about, and now they're making more and more changes, and now the newest change to the publishing policy has everybody riled up. So let's talk about that one.
Yeah, this is
I know. This is good. This is what you came here. This is what you came here for. What you want to listen to.
This one is something else. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, now I'm getting riled up just trying to read it. Beginning November 15, 2016, Merch by Amazon will keep live for sale only those t-shirt designs that have received at least one unreturned order within the first 60 days of being published. All other designs will be removed, allowing you to publish new designs that have a greater chance of selling. Removed t-shirt designs will continue to be visible on the Merch by Amazon portal with a removed status.
Wow.
What's your take, Yong?
This is huge. This is huge. You know, I can see why Amazon's doing this, but at the same time, to me, it doesn't really make sense, and I'll tell you why. Okay, and this is just my input. The reason why it doesn't make sense to me is because, at least in FBA, you know, in FBA, there's been a lot of restrictions only because they're having capacity issues in the warehouses, right? They're getting too many physical products into the warehouse, so they're trying to minimize that. Okay.
Yeah.
I can understand that in the FBA world. In the print on demand world, at least when we upload our shirts, our designs for that matter, they're not physical products. Okay, so it's not like we have a shirt that was physically printed that's sitting in the warehouse. The shirt's not going to be made until someone orders it. So I don't know why they're implementing this, because it's not a physical product. You know, it's just our design sitting in their server somewhere. So, you know, I'm having a hard time understanding why they're implementing this. I can understand partially why they're doing it, you know, because they really want to eliminate the shirts that's not selling. But again, it's not a physical product until someone orders it. So I don't know why they're implementing this. So what do you think?
Well, we talked about it before. I was like, you know what? They have a lot of ASINs now. And you're like, dude, they just have to add a letter and a number to their ASIN every time someone uploads a shirt. But maybe their floppy disks are getting filled up. Maybe they can't. Maybe they can't. I don't know. Their servers, something that they have to do this. So 60 days of being published. And I think it's a good thing. I think that getting rid of some of the low quality designs, maybe these designs for the certain niches aren't selling. They're not selling for a reason. I mean, maybe there are some really, really good designs that haven't sold yet. But for the most part, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll keep the niches less crowded because there's pages and pages of dog shirts, of teacher shirts, all of these over and over and over again. For the ones that sell, they will stay on there. That will help those rank, higher. But it also just eliminates the ones that just aren't selling very well, and maybe they just, I don't know, they haven't. Maybe even longer than 60 days. Maybe they've been on there, several months. I think it's good to remove them and get these pages not as crowded. And I think that's what Amazon wants to do too, is that if someone types in teacher shirts or something, they figure the customer's not going to go through 60, 70 pages of shirts. I mean, it's just too many. Maybe the first 3 or 4 max, 5 maybe, that they're really looking for a certain shirt, but more than likely they're going to type in different keywords to really narrow it down to whatever shirt they're looking for. But I don't know. I like it. I like the policy change, and I think it'll help in general for everybody.
Yeah, but see, unfortunately for me, I mean, and I've said this in the past, like I have a series of shirts. Again, I'm not going to give out the particular niche.
Please tell us the title.
But basically, I created this bunch of shirts. Basically, as an example, again, don't do this because I'm just making this up.
Okay.
I'm just using this as an example. I made a bunch of shirts, for instance, keep calm and eat pizza.
Yeah.
Keep calm and eat tacos.
Yeah.
Keep calm and eat, I don't know, pasta. So I made a bunch of these shirts like that, and I know some of them have sold and some of them haven't sold yet. And I know it's just a matter of time before someone comes along and buys those shirts that haven't sold yet. And so that's going to hurt me. And they're good design. They're good, clean designs, at least in my opinion. So that's gonna That's gonna hurt me with those shirts. But I'm not gonna cry about it. Is it frustrating? Yeah. I mean, I feel like going to Amazon and just choking somebody. But hey, at the end of the day, we've said this hundreds of times now. It's their platform. They make the rules. We have to abide by it.
Yeah. Let's get. I mean, the funny thing about it is, they make that first statement, and then after that, they have like a bunch of questions related to that first statement to try to clear things up. And some things are actually repeated, but they ask, like someone's asking, why is Merch making this policy change? And their answer is Merch strives to offer its customers the best T-shirt catalog quality. So I think that comes into play, like we just talked about, 60, 70, 80 pages of shirts. I don't think they want that there.
Yeah. Well, not just that. I mean, I'm pretty confident in my designs. Glenn, I know you're pretty confident in your designs.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't me trying to insult anyone who doesn't have a design background, but let's be real here. This is real talk. I've seen some shirts out there. They are just garbage. I mean, it is just the design's horrible. You know what I'm talking about too, Glenn. You've seen them.
I've seen them.
It's like they should not be on Merch.
And really, and I do not have anything against shirts that are just like type, because those have sold good for me. But the ones you're kind of talking about, I've noticed a lot of shirts that have I don't know, it seems like clip art type stuff, or
clip art.
Maybe they're not even really licensed to even use some of it, and it looks kind of blurry or pixeled, or it's not that really the design is really, really that bad, but I don't know, something looks weird on some of them too. Or maybe sometimes I've seen designs are really, really tiny. You can't even really see what they are. Because I do go through some of the shirts to see that I'm competing with, or I also search for copycats, and I'll see the exact same words. The design is different, but the design is not as good. So I do see those designs you're talking about.
But I'm going back to what you said. I mean, even if you do have shirts that are just text, the point that I was trying to make is, for instance, let's say, oh gosh, I don't know. Let's say I make a shirt about computers. Okay, let's say my a particular shirt that I made is about a computer or something. I don't know. But I'm using a typeface that is a script.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the point that I'm trying to make. There's nothing wrong with having just text-based shirts. In fact, most of my shirts are text-based, but you have to understand typography, the typefaces, and understanding what fonts to use. I would probably, for the example that I just gave you, I would use a script font more for something like in the romance or the love category or something, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't use it for like a computer shirt. That's the point that I was trying to make. There's nothing wrong with typeface shirts, but you have to understand your fonts, your typography, and if you guys don't understand that, I'm sure there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube that you guys can watch, and it's not hard to learn, but definitely educate yourself on how to create good design.
Yeah, exactly. I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to bash you on that, Yong.
I hope not.
Okay. The next one, they ask, when will this policy take effect? Which they literally just told you in the very first sentence, beginning November 15th, 2016. So yes, this policy will take effect starting November 15th, 2016. They tell you again. Under what conditions are designs removed? So each day, Merch by Amazon will review t-shirts that haven't sold within the first 60 days of being published. If a shirt has had at least one sale in the previous 60 days, it won't be removed.
So that's all you need, guys. One sale.
One sale.
And from what I'm getting out of this, again, we're reading this just like everyone else. From what I'm getting out of this, all you need is one sale. and your shirt will be on Amazon. I don't want to use the word forever, but it'll be on Amazon, and they won't remove it.
And I think a lot of like the backlash that I've seen or heard really just comes from people just aren't really reading this. So we're reading it to you, but we want to give our own feedback, of course.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just aren't really reading it word for word and need some more clarification. The next one, let's see. This one I thought was crucial that some people did have some questions on, and they answer it for you. So what if one of my existing t-shirts sold after 60 days, but before the new policy begins? Their answer, if a t-shirt was published before November 15th, merch will keep it live for sale on Amazon if it has received at least one unreturned order before November 15th. They try to make it clear, November 15th. November 15th. Remember that date.
Yeah, I mean, they have that date I've seen that date in a bunch of lines. I mean, I'm looking at it with you, and it's been, it's on the screen like 4 or 5 times. So just remember that date. November 15th is when this whole policy is going to go live.
So one of the questions that I got through email earlier really follows with that. So someone had asked me if I posted a shirt in March, but it didn't sell until September and October, and then this person said they sold 3 of each of those months. That's way after the 60 days, obviously, because it was March all the way to September, and only, those 3 per September and October. Will that get deleted?
No.
Exactly. It will not get.
Uh-oh. Guys, I think we're having some technical issues here. I don't know if it's me or Glenn, but something froze. Glenn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, something happened. I'm sorry, guys. We've said this before. We are still new to this platform, and as we continue with the podcast, we promise the quality will be better. Let's just get that out of the way. But let's keep going with the new policy here.
So, your shirt will still be live. It doesn't matter if it's after the 60 days because you sold it before November 15th. So you're still good.
Yep.
Nothing to worry about there. How will I know if my t-shirt is scheduled to be removed? Starting November 15th, designs with no sales after 30 days will be marked as pending removal on the Merch by Amazon portal. That's pretty interesting. So you can keep track of that.
So within 30 days of your shirt going live, if you don't have a sale, it's going to be marked pending removal.
Yeah. Designs within 10 days of removal will display another warning. Like 10 days left, you better sell.
Yep.
And then finally, they can use their filter options in the pending removal and remove designs from the dashboard to keep track of those designs.
Okay. So it sounds like you're going to get some notification from Amazon about when your shirt's going to be removed. I guess, which is a good thing. So again, that just goes and tells you that you guys, and that, this goes for us too. We need to do our research and come up with good designs and know what categories to sell in. Okay, you got to do your homework.
And if I purchase my shirt to keep my design in the program, will that count as a sales order? And they say that it will count as a sales order as long as the product isn't returned. So, of course, sneaky little Amazon getting in there. And what else? Another question I got in email, and that was, Glenn, should I buy one of my designs to keep it live? My answer is no.
And why is that?
Because the very next question, can I view remove designs and can you re-upload them? And the answer is you can, but you're gonna have to re-upload them by filling out the complete form like you normally would. Upload the design over again, all of that stuff. So you can re-upload it. I mean, and that might be a good thing because now you can review your title and maybe some of your keywords and figure out why it didn't sell, and maybe you can find some way to improve it. So I wouldn't buy it just to keep it on there. I mean, how many are you gonna buy? What if you have like 2,500 shirts live, and let's say 500 of those aren't selling, but you want to keep them? I mean, you could just re-upload those.
True. But I I have this weird feeling though. At some point, as people start doing that, Amazon's gonna shut that down too.
Which could happen. I mean,
you heard it here, folks. It will happen. I have this weird, strange feeling that it's going to happen sometime in the near future.
But my thing is, like, I don't know why they would though, because it doesn't matter what you price your shirt at. They're still going to get the money that they want. It's just you that's taking the hit because you're only going to make 1 cent, 3 cents, 0 cents. They're still going to get the 10 whatever that they need in order to make the shirt anyway. So I think that only kind of helps them, really.
Yeah, I mean, but who knows? I mean, Amazon's known to do some weird stuff. I mean, again, it's their platform. We're just, excuse my language, man, but we're just their bitches. That's just how it is. At the end of the day, we are, and no more cussing for the rest of the episode. But that's just my opinion.
And you are 100% correct. I don't want to admit it, but you are correct. And some of the other questions on here. So they talked about the re-upload of your design, which you can do. It says, how soon is my available design count updated after removal? Removed t-shirts won't count against your tier level limit. These changes will be reflected in your dashboard once the removal process is complete. And is there a policy exception for content creators whose design are seasonal? Their answer is simply no.
Yeah, no. But yeah, guys, these are some big changes. Again, we're not experts by any means, but we are going to follow these new policy down to the T, and it's just how it is. And it's frustrating. Again, I mean, I've told you guys that I have a bunch of shirts that's a series of words, and I'm gonna have to remove those, or Amazon's gonna remove them at some point, and then I'm gonna have to re-upload them. Yeah, it's frustrating, but you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do? Well, I guess there are some things that we can do. I mean, there's the option of doing what Daniel did, and if you guys don't know what we're talking about, listen to the last episode. Episode number, what episode is this? 6, 5?
5.
I can't remember. But anyways, listen to the previous episode where we interviewed Daniel, also known as True North. He
It's on different platforms.
Yeah, he opened up a Shopify store and has his shirts being manufactured not just by Merch, but there's another company. I think it was, oh gosh, I can't remember. But my point is, yeah, have your shirts on various platforms.
And the last question, I guess, that they had kind of featured on here that I kind of want to talk about a little bit is, will removal of a design impact my account standing? Answer is no. However, we encourage all content creators to curate their portfolio to ensure quality and promote sales. So, hey, it doesn't go against you. You can still create as many shirts as you want and test the market and see if it sells. If it gets removed within the 60 days or a little bit after, of course, from the policy, won't go against you. So you're not going to get suspended or warning or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which is good to hear.
And that's just how it works. We talked about this. I mean, I have some shirts that I think are really good designs, but no one's bought them yet. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to remove those, or again, Amazon's going to remove them at some point, and then I'm going to have to re-upload it. And it's frustrating. Oh well, but that's how it goes.
The name of the game.
That's the name of the game.
And
Gosh.
have you heard any, I guess, feedback from anybody in groups or the forums, the Amazon seller forums, or anything like that?
I haven't been online as much today because I've been so busy. But I'm sure people are venting and they're being frustrated. But
Hold on 1 second. I think someone is trying to contact us from the Amazon forums on what they think about the policy change. Hold on 1 second, Yong. I don't know if you want to hear this or not, but this is straight from them, I swear.
Okay. Oh.
So yeah, a lot of crying from the forums. I mean, it is crazy right now in some of this feedback. Kind of like what Gary Vee says, and I kind of, you know how I know you're a losing player is that you complain too much.
That's right. You have to learn to adapt.
And I think that it's just awesome to be selling on this platform, and these policies are going to change. I mean, this is not going to be the first or the last policy change. You're going to adapt. You're going to make your designs better, your titles better. You're going to, make more designs that are going to sell. And if you're, 100% into this platform and you want to grow it, you want to make the money, you're going to find any way you can to make that money. I guarantee it. Yeah,
exactly. And, I'm currently on pace. I've already surpassed my last month's numbers. And that's just based on just a certain amount of more shirts. It's not like I've been selling every shirt in my inventory. It's just a few number of other shirts that I've been selling.
Yeah.
So you can definitely succeed without selling every single shirt in your inventory. It's just a matter of, again, just creating good design, using good description. Again, just, a lot of it is common sense, just be really ethical about the way you conduct your business. And I think you'll be okay. Try and use social media like I did. I mean, I told you that story about the whole band family member contacting me who wants to buy 300-400 shirts. So, there are opportunities. It's just you coming up with the right concept and then taking advantage of that.
Yes, I completely agree, Yong. And before we somewhat close out, one last email that somebody sent me today. Glenn, do you think this policy will make it easier for copycats to copy shirts? They now can see all of the shirts that sell, since all of the others will be deleted.
That is a tough question. I don't know. I mean, well, first of all, we always said don't ever copy a design pixel for pixel. I mean, you can certainly get some ideas from a design, but don't ever copy a design pixel for pixel. I don't know. Can you make a design better?
You can make a design better, but I think that what they're trying to say is just that, all the other ones, let's say they haven't sold in 60 days, they're going to be deleted. Only the strong survive, and then those shirts are the ones that are live. So now copycats can just see those shirts are the ones that are selling. Hey, let's copy those. And my response is that I don't think it's going to be easier for copycats, because in general, Amazon's looking to eliminate these people by, it's going to take time. They've gotten better. They're still behind. I know you've seen them. Copycats are still there, but they are getting better. They are adding to the content policy. So either way, I don't think it's going to be easier for copycats at all.
And again, if you are one of the copycats, again, don't copy. You can alter it and make it your own, but don't ever copy. Man, what an episode!
I know.
Bunch of changes. A lot of people freaking out. Hey, I want to know, how come you're getting all the emails, man? I don't get no. I get no love. I haven't gotten one email yet.
You know why, Young?
What's that?
Because I go out and get it.
Wow.
I know.
Well, I go out and get it every day.
I really don't know what else to say. Just kidding. I don't know. I just got a couple of emails, I guess, because people were kind of freaking out a little bit, especially some of the ones that I do work with, different clients that ask me for designs and stuff. So they were kind of concerned. And they also wanted to see what my feedback was. So, of course, I let them know, hey, listen to the podcast. We're going to be talking about it. And we can kind of go through it thoroughly instead of just getting, quick answers. So
of course. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. But if you guys do have questions, please contact me or Glenn. It seems like most of you guys are contacting Glenn. That's okay. I still got love for you guys. But Glenn, you're at hustlerhacks@gmail.com, where you can go to hustlerhacks.com, and he's also on YouTube as Hustler Hacks. Me, again, as mentioned, my website is currently in the works. I only have so many time in the day. I can only commit about an hour a day to it. So that's coming in the future. But if you do want to email me, message me on Facebook or hybridstyle@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. You can also, if you're interested in t-shirt designs, I still have that available. If you want to contact me, hustlerhacks.com, send me a message. You can fill in like a little box, you can see what you're looking for, 10 designs, 25 designs. You let me know and we will get it done.
Exactly. And guys, thank you for the reviews. We've gotten a few reviews, but in order for us to continue doing this podcast, we want to make sure that people are listening. And the only way for us to know that people are listening, if you guys go on iTunes and leave us a review, it'll mean a lot to me and Glenn. It tells us that we're doing our job. It tells us that people are listening, and that really encourages us. So please take less than a minute out of your day, out of your time, to just go on iTunes, leave us a review. It doesn't have to be a good review. If things need to improve, which Glenn and I have said many times, it will improve. This is very new to us. Let us know. Put that in the comments.
Any feedback is good for us. We just want to build up this show, make it the best possible show that we can. So any feedback is good. And thank you to everybody that has been leaving feedback and reviews through email and through iTunes and SoundCloud, a couple of new followers and things like that. So thanks, guys, for that.
Absolutely. Guys, I was going to say we will see you in the next episode, but technically this is a podcast, so we can't see you. But we will definitely be back in the next episode with some more content.
About merch 24/7, son.
That's right. Take care, guys.
All right. We'll see you.